Here we are, boys, here we are, back with episode 176, here we are, boys, back with episode 176, here we are, boys, back here with episode 176 of Come Chill with Your Boy. Anyways, guys, hey, before we get into it, I have to reiterate this. I have to reiterate this every stream. Every time I'm doing these, guys, I have to reiterate this. If at any point in the stream you hear me stuttering or tripping over my words, I've got a speech impediment. That's why I stutter. That's why I trip over my words. Anyways, guys, let's get into it. So, I've got all my gaming stuff and all of my music stuff organized into a proper playlist. I've got all my gaming stuff and all my music stuff organized into a proper playlist, so feel free to check any of that stuff out if you want. Also, guys, what do we talk about here? What do we talk about here on the channel? What do we talk about here on the channel? Here we talk about anime, manga, comic books, history, mythology, philosophy, psychology, etc. So yeah. Also, guys, I am a reader, writer, and storyteller. And I'm still working on everything, guys. I'm still working on everything. Guys. I'm still working on the White Knight, on Ogre's 8, on the Dragon King trilogy, and the broader world of Avaloria itself. And I'm still working on Gunblade. I'm still working on the Samurai Gunslinger, if you guys as well. All that stuff is coming. It just takes time and patience. It just takes effort and it just takes time. Ha! Aren't I clever? Go listen to it on the channel. I've got a song, effort and time, of which I did back in January with the boys. So yeah, feel free to go listen to that song if you want. I just had to make a joke and plug that song because I think it is really, really good. So please go and listen to it if you want. Like I said, I've got all my stuff organized into a proper playlist. I've got my gaming stuff organized and my music stuff organized. So feel free to go check any of that stuff out if you want. Anyways, guys, here we got an hour to kill. Anyways, guys, so yeah, here we have an hour to kill. Here's what I want to talk about. And guys, I know what this stream is going to diverge into because I can never stay on topic. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way now. I can never stay on topic, so this is going to be a very rambly, very like random and scatterbrained and not very coherent at points. Hey, but I hope that's okay. I'm working on it despite me being 100+ episodes into this. I'm still incoherent. I'm still Porky the Pig. I'm still Courage the Cowardly Dog. And when it comes to my speech, I'm very, very stuttery and very, very like messy, I guess you could say, or incoherent or not articulate enough. But that's okay. That's fine. So what do you want to talk about? Because I got an hour to kill. I've got an hour to kill, guys. So what do you want to talk about? I mean, like I've talked about like I've talked about movies, TV shows, comic books, anime, manga, history, mythology, and philosophy, and all that. So yeah. So yeah, guys, I've got a lot of stuff here to talk about here. I'm just not sure how to address it yet. But yeah, like as far as Marvel and DC DC goes, like as far as Marvel and DC comics, like the mainstream comics go, I could talk forever and ages about that. But I'm really not feeling the discussion about comics, at least not tonight. At least not tonight. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I do like Marvel more than DC. I do like Marvel more than DC. If you want to get into that debate, my dear viewer, then I'm gonna need a lot more time. Because I like the complex stuff too, guys. I like talking about the complex stuff as well. Like, here we talk about history, mythology, philosophy, and psychology here as well on the channel. Like, I've studied Greek mythology for nearly 7 years. Actually, yeah, it has been 7 years since I first started studying it back in 2018, I believe. I'm not for sure. Wait, hang on. Let me make sure I got my math right, okay? Just let me make sure I got my math right. Yeah, 7 years. 7 years I've been studying Greek and mythology, and it has been a fascinating journey. I've been studying Norse mythology for 3 years now. Actually, no. In May, it'll be 3 years since I first started studying Norse mythology. Y'all get the idea. I've studied both of these mythos, both of these mythologies for a very long time, and I know a lot about them. And I know a lot about them. Like, it's a fascinating thing, you know. And we talk about books here too, guys. Like I said earlier, I am a reader, writer, and storyteller, even though I've got nothing published yet. Even though I don't have anything published yet, guys, I love to read books. I love to read. I've read The Hunger Games, 1984, Frankenstein, Dracula, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Practically everything William Shakespeare has. I wouldn't say that. I've read, I've either read half or all of Shakespeare's works, and I have read all of J.R.R. Tolkien's works. I've read everything to do with Middle Earth. I know about The Hobbit, obviously, and The Lord of the Rings. Hey, but I also know about his lesser known works, like this simmer, like J.R.R. Tolkien's The Silmarillion, and I especially love J.R.R. Tolkien's Father Christmas letters. I love those letters so much. They're, they they're just they're so well written, and they're just so awesome. Plus, I've read a lot of Edgar Allan Poe. Like I said, Edgar Allan Poe's horror stuff is beautifully done. I've also read H.P. Lovecraft and his entire horror collection. I especially love I especially love the Cthulhu myths, the Call of Cthulhu, and all that stuff is awesome. I've also read C.S. Lewis and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, aka Narnia. The Narnia books are so freaking fun and just awesome. Like, I genuinely love those books dearly. But I've also read some other great books like William Golding's Hit Lord of the Flies. I've read Jekyll and Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. I've also read a lot of like I've read a lot of Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales, and a lot of Jacob and Wilhelm, aka the Brothers Grimm, aka the Brothers Grimm, aka the Grimm Brothers collection of fairy tales. Those it were fun reads. I've also read more complicated text, and before anyone asks, yes, I've read the Bible. Obviously, it is a terrific book, but the Bible is not one book, it is a library. It is a handheld library. It is 66 books, and I've read a lot of the Bible, guys. So, yes, hey, before anyone asks that question, yes, I've read the Bible. Moving on. Also, guys, I've read crap. What's the book I'm trying to think of here? Hello, my dear viewer. Hello. Also, guys, what's the book I'm trying to think of here? I I I have it in my mind here, but I can't place the name of it. I've yes, okay, got it, I've read John Milton's Paradise Lost. Milton's Paradise Lost was such a fascinating read. It was such a fascinating read of how Milton frames it, right? John Milton does a beautiful job. Does a beautiful job with that book, and it is truly awesome because hey, before Paradise Lost, I really couldn't understand the story of Adam and Eve, but John Milton framed it as a Shakespearean tragedy, of which I think works dearly. And then I've also read I've read both Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. I've read both of them. I've read Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained as well. Both terrific books. Also, guys, there is a there's a book trilogy I have failed to mention that I'm gonna mention right now, because the books I'm about to bring up are super old, like from the 1300s, and we all know it. The Commedia, or Dante's A Divine Comedy, Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. Such a fascinating read Dante Alighieri takes us through. So, Mr. Alighieri takes us through the nine circles of hell, and then I believe he takes us through the 7 stages of purgatory, if I'm not mistaken, and then finally the 9 rings of heaven. Now, I could be wrong about that, guys. I could be wrong about that, because to be fair, I finished that trilogy a little over 2 years ago, so it has been a while. It has been a while since I've read that trilogy, since, since I've read the Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. But yeah, it's one of my favorite trilogies of all time. Plus, my my author name, or my pen name, or the name I will publish my own stories under. I will not use my real name, guys. I will not use my real name. I will not use my real name to publish my books. I will use a pen name. And what is that pen name? That pen name is William Alighieri. Basically, take William Shakespeare and Dante Alighieri. I'm basically taking William Shakespeare's first name and Dante's last name, and boom, you get William Alighieri. I'm basically combining two of my favorite authors of all time, and you have my pen name. So there you go, just in case any of you were wondering. But yes. Hello, Johnny. Hello. Hello. Yes, 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 yes. I'm William Alighieri. I am Will. Yes, I'm William Alighieri. That'll be the name I publish all my books under, guys. That'll be all the. That'll be. That'll be the name I publish all of my books under. William Alighieri. But yeah, moving on. Moving on, guys. So yeah, I've gotten a lot of stuff done today, and it's been a good day. It's just been like it's so it's surprisingly today hasn't really felt all that long. Today really hasn't felt all that long. Sub sub if you want to, subscribe only if you want to, my dear viewer. Only if you want to. Only if you want to, guys. I do not ask if subscriptions. Only if y'all truly like the content. And only if you want to. And I know yes for the and before y'all say anything, guys, yes, I know for the outro I say make sure to like, share, and subscribe, turn on post notifications, turn on all post notifications, so that we never miss video, and so you'll be notified whenever I upload, and all the good stuff. But yeah, so only if you want to, guys, and the reason I do that is to get a proper outro, because I'm not sure what to do for the outro otherwise. But yeah. But yeah, guys, I mean, there's a lot, you know. There's a lot. There's there's a lot more I could go into with, like, hey, the different books I've read, and the, like, mythology stuff and all that, and the ancient and old stories I've read. Like, I think the oldest fairy tale collection we have is Aesop's tales, but I could be wrong about that, guys. But I think Aesop's fairy tale collection is the oldest collection we have. I'm unsure about that, guys. However, I'm unsure about that, but I think I'm right. If I had to give it a percentage, I would say I'm 40 50% right, 40 50% right about that. But yeah. Also, guys, there's just a lot of, like, ancient and old books that I could just keep on talking about, and all these different fairy tale collections and all that. If you want a good channel, if you want a good channel for like traditional fairy tales like Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, like Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella and Snow White, then I would recommend a channel called John Solo and Messed Up Origins. Well, John Solo is Messed Up Origins. Bottom line is this, guys. Just go look up Messed Up Origins on YouTube and it should pop right up. So yeah, if you want to know more about traditional fairy tales, I would recommend that channel. But yeah, like, it's very, very interesting, guys. It is very, very interesting. Plus, like, I really had no idea what I was doing it with this stream. All I knew is that I saw that it was 10 o'clock, and I just And I was just like, okay, time to go to work. Let's talk about stuff. But y'all know me by this point. Me just trying to make it through the night, or 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 not the night, trying to make it through the hour to do this. But I'm not saying it's not fun anymore, guys. I'm saying like I honestly don't know what I'm saying anymore, guys. But all I know is that you would think after so long of me doing this that I'd get better at it. Hey, but in fact, it's the exact opposite. I get worse at it. And here's the thing, guys, I know why. I know why I'm terrible at this. It's because I do not treat these as if they were live streams. I'm I'm acting like unconsciously, guys. I am acting like this is already pre-recorded and the chat isn't even there. Even though I know it is there. And I just bottom line is this, guys. I just talk about the stuff I'm passionate about, and I try to promote the stories here and there. Here to try to drum up a bit of interest in them, and because I really want the writing stuff to take off. I really want to try to make this a career in storytelling, and thirdly, and this is most important, this is the most important thing. I want to get better at talking. I want to get better at talking and on camera. Because in my first stream, of which I'm embarrassed about, by the way, that first stream, the first stream I did, guys, the first stream I did, guys, was September 13th, 2017. Basically, it was the first video ever uploaded to this channel. And I just talked about life, man. I just talked about life and what was going on at the time. I believe I was in my teenage years, if I'm not mistaken. 2017, so I would have been... Yeah, I would have been... Got it. I would have been, yeah, I'd have been in my... yeah, I'd have been in my... I'd have been in my teenage years for sake. Can I not get the words out? English, mother, do you speak it? That is it. That is an excellent quote from one of the greatest films of all time, Pulp Fiction. Even though I didn't actually say the swear part, even though I didn't actually cuss, y'all know what I was implying. Y'all know what I was implying. Like, English, mother, do you speak it? It's so funny, man. I love Pulp Fiction. It's one of the greatest films of all time. It's not in my top 10 personally, but it is one of the greatest films of all time. I would say it almost makes my top 10. It almost makes in my top 10. It is my 12th favorite film of all time. It almost makes my top 10, but not quite. There are other films that I think are better. And trust me, guys, when it comes to movies and when it comes to TV shows and media in general, that is a hard top 10 to make. In fact, I've thought about it time and time again, right? Oh, Johnny, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. But back on topic, guys. Back on topic. Back on topic, guys. Back on topic. So, Pulp Fiction is one of the greatest films of all time. I recognize that it's not in my top 10. It is my 12th favorite film of all time. I believe I stated that a few seconds ago. So yeah, there are other films that I think are better. However, I've I've thought about this I've I've thought about this time and time again. I've thought about this time and time again, and I've actually written it out time and time again. I've written my top 10 favorite films. I've written out my top 10 favorite movies of all time multiple times in the past like 8 or 9 years. However, throughout me writing that list over and over, probably well over 1,000 times at this point, my number one has never changed. My number one favorite film of all time has not changed. And my favorite film of all time is The Shawshank Redemption. That is my favorite film of all time, and no matter how many times I rewrote my top 10 favorite films of all time, my favorite movies of all time, that did not change. So, yeah. Hello, my dear viewer. Also, good night, Johnny. Good night. Good night, Johnny. Good night. But yeah, also guys, if you're watching this in post, I'm talking to chat right now, so that's why I was telling Johnny good night, because he was in chat. But yeah, I mean like there's just there's just a lot, guys, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself over and over. I'm sorry if I'm not talking enough, or if I'm talking too much. I have no idea. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. And for me, I personally feel that if I'm not talking and there's just awkward silence, and I mean dead silence, even I feel I'm not doing my job. Because this is a live stream, and y'all can come and y'all can go. And even though yes, I did not start. I never wanted to. I never want or never wanted to become obsessed with numbers and the amount of subscribers or viewers. I just wanted you to do this for the passion of it, for the love of doing it, for the love of the game. Let's say. But sometimes I find myself just getting caught up in the numbers and all that, and I'm still a very small creator with over 500 subs. So yeah, I just I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, it's just sometimes it just feels like, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Honestly, I have no idea. But yeah, I just I don't know. There's just so much more. There's just so much more that your boy could talk about, that your boy wants to talk about, but actually, guys, I need to write this stuff down. And I wanna I wanna just to lose myself to this. Like, I wanna just talk and talk and just next thing I know, we've hit the hour mark, and I can end stream, and I've talked about what I want to talk about it consistently, and just not let up, and just keep on talking about it. Like, let's say I talk about let's say I talk about Friedrich. Let's say I talk about Nietzsche's statement of. Hang on. Let's say I talk about Nietzsche's famous quote, "God is dead and we have killed him." I would talk about that and unpack it for a solid hour and and a a hour straight. And I'm just using that as a example, guys. I'm just using that as a example. I would talk I would try to talk about that if for an hour straight and unpack that. Here's how I would try to do it though. Here's how I would try to do that. And I'm just using that as a example. Really, it could be about anything. Like I said earlier, it could be about anime, manga, comic books, history, etc., etc. It could be about any topic. But yeah, guys, it's just it's a very interesting thing. Hello, my dear viewer, hello. And hello to you, my dear viewer. but but yeah, guys. So if I were to talk about Nietzsche's famous statement, "God is dead," I would I would unpack that bit by bit, step by step. First, I would tell you all the actual quote, okay, because people get that statement wrong. People take the first part of that statement at, at face value and they leave the rest of the statement out. They forget there's a second half to that statement. So, Friedrich Nietzsche said this. He said this: "God is dead, we have killed him, and no amount of water he will ever wash the blood away." He said that. Not just the first part, but you have to take into account the second part. I'll say again. I will say again. God is dead. God is dead. We have killed him, and no amount of water he will ever wash the blood away. Now, how would I go about unpacking that? I would tell you all the actual quote, the actual statement, that I just said. I would use his actual words, all of them, and then I would unpack that beat by beat, or I would unpack that bit by bit, slowly, and over the course of the hour mark, I would hopefully try to come to a better understanding myself, and hopefully give y'all a better understanding of what he was actually trying to of what he was actually trying to say. And I'm just using that as an example, guys, as to how I would approach these topics. I would break them down into little bite-sized pieces into where y'all can understand them. But can I do that? Currently, I cannot. Currently, I cannot. But that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, guys, I mean, there's just a lot that I do want to talk about, that like I honestly need to talk about, that I feel that like it's not pointless. It did not talk about the stuff I want to talk about. Like, I'm not saying the stuff I want to talk about is pointless or anything like that. I'm just saying that I'm not sure if I can articulate the words properly, or properly address the stuff I want to talk about, or do it in a way that y'all can understand it. Because I I think it's not that I hate myself, guys. It's not that I hate myself or that I have some deep self-loathing, but like I am my own worst critic. We are our own worst enemies. Our greatest enemy is ourselves. That is ourselves. We are our own worst enemies. I am my own worst enemy. I am my own worst critic, of which is a good thing and a bad thing. Like, there's a lot of psychology and a lot of philosophy, too, that goes into this stuff, guys. And honestly, at this point, I don't know why this is. I just realized this now. 36 minutes into the stream, I believe. 36 minutes into the stream. I believe I'm just stalling and waiting for that timer to hit 0. And for that timer or that clock to hit 60 minutes. I don't know why, I just am. It's just, it usually just takes until like the 40, 45, 50-minute mark for me to get that passion, for me to get that drive. I gotta pick a topic and stick to it. That's how this works. But honestly, guys, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, and that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. But you would at least when I first started doing these again, that was the beauty of it. However, we are now 100+ episodes into this, because I believe this is episode 176, if I'm not mistaken. And so you would think that I know what I'm doing, but I don't. It's just it's just complicated, guys. It is so it's not futile doing these streams. It's just annoying. For me, because I get angry at myself, and once the hour is up, I'm like, wow, that was an utter waste of time. Not for me, but for y'all. Like, y'all watch these streams and y'all don't get any value out of them. And that, like, what does that say about me and my knowledge and my quote unquote wisdom? Like, I'm not saying I'm this highly intellectual person, but I wanna give y'all some kind of value at the end of the day. And at some points, it just seems like I'm failing all the time. The day has been good, my dear viewer. Hey, the day has been good. I just, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it's just, wish that I could, well, not, well, yeah, be smarter, be more well-read, be more clearer, more articulate with my words, and have, like, the ability to properly analyze things, of which I think I have the ability to. I just haven't put it into practice yet to see if my analysis are worth anything or not. Honestly, guys, we are like what? What? We're basically like I don't know. I think we're like 40 minutes now. I think we're like 40 minutes into the stream, and yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just like, cause I do feel it, guys. I feel like I can do this. I do feel like I can keep doing these streams and provide something to y'all. And I'm sorry I did not mean for this stream to become a pity party or a self-reflection, or maybe, who knows? Who knows? Maybe there's no one watching. Maybe there's no one watching and it's just me, myself, and I. And who knows? Maybe tomorrow night or the night after or a few days or a few weeks down the road, I will look back on this and say, wow, kid, you've grown far. Just like how I did in my first stream, in the first ever stream I uploaded, my first ever video to this channel. 6 years after that, I wrote in the comments, hey kid, it, it's you, but it's a you from 6 years in the future. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Hello, my dear viewer. Hello. How you doing? But yeah, guys, I don't know what's wrong tonight. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I'm feeling great, as opposed to a few nights ago. Here with my stomach, it was tore up and I could barely just. It was bad a couple nights ago, but that's because I had to to put it bluntly, I had to take and after the stream I did and felt so much better. And I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't trying to I don't know what I'm saying. I wasn't trying to it be gross or anything like that. I was just trying to explain why I felt bad a few nights ago. And if you go back and watch the stream, I think you can tell. I think you can tell that I'm just out of it, and my stomach is so tore up. But I'm okay now. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine now though. So yeah. I just I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't feel lost or sad or hollow or empty. I guess I don't know. I'm working on so much, guys. I'm working on so much, and I should be happy and optimistic, right? I should be happy and optimistic about the future here, because so far I've released 2 songs this year. I've released Effort and Time and Storm of Hope back in January. I I I wrote those 2 songs with 2 very close friends of mine who live out in Cincinnati, Ohio. And we, we produce music together, and, and it's fun. So I have all that stuff organized into a proper playlist as well, guys. I've got all that organized. Like, go check out my music if you want. I've got all the stuff organized. Either way, I said all that to say this. So far, I released 2 songs back in January, Effort and Time and Storm of Hope, and then I released a Broken Cross back in February on the last day of the month, February 28th. And that was the first song of 4, guys. That was the first of 4. So Broken Cross, it was the first song of 4 songs. The next two songs are coming in April, and then the last song is coming in May. And then after that, I don't know when more music is coming. However, I do know this, guys. I do know this. Hey, with the music stuff going so well, and and the and the and the stories and all that, and the and the writing and everything, and my studies of Greek and Norse and mythology, and me wanting to get into psychology and see where that takes me. Basically, I'm trying to say this, guys. I'm trying to say this. A lot of doors have opened. A lot of doors have opened. I have a lot of options here, guys. I have a lot of options, but I'm not sure which door to walk through. I'm not sure which road to take. Hello, Rusty. Hello. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? But yeah, guys, I think that's the main issue. I have a lot of doors, I have a lot of roads, I have a lot of options available. I'm just not sure which road to walk down. I'm just not sure which road it to take, if you catch my drift. Because all that stuff fascinates me. All of it does. So I I'll I will eventually have to choose a road, have to choose a door, have to pick, have to choose one of those things to do, because he cannot stay stuck in this like limbo of 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 options, because you are nothing but, if you're nothing but a potential, then that potential is wasted. Like, you have a potential, okay, like, let's say you have a potential to be a lot of things: a doctor, a engineer, a astronaut, a race car driver, etc., etc. But as you get, but as you get older and more immature, and you essentially you grow up, you have to pick something. Like, it's the and, and what I just described, guys, and what I just described is basically a kid, right? Is basically a child. Because when you ask a child, or when you were, and because we were all kids, well, because we were all kids at some point, guys. We were all kids at one point in our lives, and we were asked the question, what do you want to be? What do you want to be here when you grow up? And and they will have a lot of answers, and we had a lot of answers as well. A child has a lot of answers for that. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be an engineer. I want to be this. I want to be that. Y'all get the point. However, however, as that child, as we get older, guys, we have to choose. And and for me, I'm in my early 20s, and I'm still trying to figure that out, guys. I'm still trying to figure out the best route for, forward, the best route forward, the right path to go down. Honestly, honestly, I am I am a creative person, guys. I am a super creative person. I love writing. I love storytelling. And I love writing and creating stories. ever since ever since my eldest brother introduced me to Thug Notes, it's on YouTube. All you have to do is look up Thug Notes on YouTube and it'll pop right up. Ever since my eldest brother introduced me to Thug Notes, then this passion, this love, this drive for reading and writing just sparked my mind. Ever since he introduced me to Thug Notes, I've had this hunger and this passion for learning, reading, and writing. It's just, it is so awesome, guys. It is so awesome. That's why I've read these great books. That's why I've read books like The Hobbit, Hey the Lord of the Rings, Narnia, Frankenstein, Dracula, Jekyll and Hyde, The Giver, Lord of the Flies, etc., etc. That's why I've read these great books, guys. That's why I love reading so much. Is because I love all this stuff. I love learning, guys. I love input. Have any of you ever seen the film Johnny Five? I believe the film is I believe Johnny Five is the name of the film. And or the name of the movie I'm thinking about. And 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 I believe I believe I believe this movie, I believe Johnny Five is about a robot who who is on Earth, and he loves to get information. He loves information. He loves knowledge. And he reads books, guys. He reads books. And he's like, input, input, more information. Ah, good input, good information. I'm not sure. I'll look it up I'll look it up after the stream, guys. I'll look it up after the stream. But I think that's the film I'm talking about. If you haven't watched it, go. If you haven't, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Johnny Five is a great film. I would highly recommend it. But yeah. So you like to read too, Rusty? You like to read as well. That is good. That is good, Rusty. That's very good. Like, it's just so much, man. Like, I was thinking about this earlier today. I was like, okay, look, bud. I was like, okay, look. Tonight, hey, when you stream, you cannot do this. You cannot be random. You cannot drone on and on and on about nothing. In other words, do not let the stream devolve into you talking about one thing and then another 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 thing. Y'all get the idea. Y'all get the idea, and yet here we are. Seems like every single night I just do this, guys. And I want to stay on topic, but I feel if I were to write anything down and actually like have notes, then it would be inauthentic to myself. It wouldn't truly come from me. It would just be me reading off a sheet of paper, of which I'm like, they're still your thoughts, dummy. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe, mm, I don't know, guys. Maybe it's just this simple. Maybe it is just this simple. Maybe I need to keep. Maybe I need. Maybe I need to get out of my own way. Maybe I need to get out of my own way. And what do I mean by that? I mean I literally need to get out of my head because because too much time thinking, too much time thinking, too much time self-reflecting and not moving forward. He just stays stuck. He just stays stuck. He just stays stuck. Limbo, 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 limbo. Limbo is no place for a soul like yours, man. Limbo is no place for a soul like yours, man. That is, and for those of you who do not know, that is a quote from one of my favorite horror stories of all time. I cannot think of the book right now, but that's one of my favorite quotes of anything horror I have ever read. Limbo is no place for a soul like yours, man. That's just a horrifying quote in the context of that book. The book I cannot remember. It's okay, Frankie. It's okay. It's okay, Frankie. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, Frankie. It's alright. Just, yeah, guys. I honestly just, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Daredevil. What do you want to know about Matthew Murdock? What do you want to know about Daredevil? What do you what do y'all want to know about Daredevil? Because honestly, I've been meaning to talk about Daredevil, the original series done on Netflix, and Daredevil Born Again, the new series on Disney Plus, for quite some time. For quite some time. What's up, Lethal? What's up, buddy? How you doing? How you doing, Lethal? How you doing? Okay. Can Matt Murdock, can Daredevil beat Wolverine? Can Daredevil beat Wolverine? I want to say no. But Matt's abilities are enhanced a lot. That'll have to be a topic for tomorrow night, Frankie. That'll have to be a topic for tomorrow night. But yeah, guys, we are approaching the end of the stream, but that is okay. That is okay. That's okay. Honestly, guys, I had no idea what I was doing this stream anyways. So yeah. Am I ready for St. Patrick's Day? Absolutely. Absolutely. I love St. Patrick's Day is coming. St. Patrick's Day is a coming. But yeah, guys, there's just I wish I had my thoughts clearer, and I'm trying, guys. I really am trying to do better with these streams and all of that. Like, I really am trying to do better with the streams, and just trying to get better at talking to you guys and everything as well. But who knows, man? Who knows? Either way, guys, I will see y'all in the next stream. So with that, guys, with that being said, here we have hit the hour mark. With that being said, guys, with that, with that being said, we've hit the hour mark. And with that, y'all know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe, turn on post notifications, turn on all post notifications, so that we never miss a video, and you'll be notified whenever I upload. And with that, guys, I am outie. I love you guys, and thank you guys.